MarissaTakahashi from the Queensland University of Technology, Project Manager of the Australian Digital Observatory, ADO. So, Marissa, without further ado, the floor is yours.
Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Cool. Okay, so good evening and good morning, everyone. MarissaTakahashi here, Project Manager for the Australian Digital Observatory. So first, I would like to acknowledge the Turrbal and the Yugara people, the traditional custodians of the land where I am presenting from. I pay my respect to their elders, past and present. When one mentioned observatory, most of us would picture this massive, powerful telescope to observe distant stars and galaxies, right? Humans have made great progress from the Earthbound observatories like these to space telescopes like the Hubble and the latest Webb telescope, producing stunning images that enable groundbreaking discoveries that further our understanding of the universe. But there is another universe that is equally enticing and mysterious. For that universe, we need to turn our gaze inwards towards our increasingly digitized universe. The digital revolution has accelerated the convergence of the physical and the digital worlds. Most modern humans' lived experience now occur on the physical and the digital realms. Researchers who aim to understand and solve social and human problems need to immerse and engage themselves in both worlds. So researchers have traditionally relied on data collection methods such as surveys, interviews, observations. However, with more than half of the human population lives being mediated by online platforms, social media data collection and analysis have become imperative for researchers if they truly want to understand human and social phenomena unfolding in this digital universe. So the relentless digitization of society has presented challenges. The increasing social and immersive affordances of the social web present research opportunities associated with the novel and emergent data sources about human society, behavior, and phenomena. And with these new types of data, researchers will need to design and implement new and innovative research methods and analysis. Of course, there will be challenges such as access to researchers. The proprietary platforms are effectively walled gardens with their restrictive terms of service. Another challenge is understanding the different affordances of this platform. Researchers with different technical skills and technical competencies will have to grapple with all these challenges. And most importantly, I think, with digitized human data, there will be issues regarding ethics, privacy, governance, and security. So the Australian Digital Observatory is a project co-funded by the Australian Research Data Commons and 6 other project partners: the Queensland University of Technology, the University of Queensland, University of Melbourne, University of New South Wales, Queensland Cyber Infrastructure Foundation, and Google Cloud. Our project aims to establish a dynamic data ecosystem and a community of practice, and to build and operate a research data bank. The Australian Digital Observatory aims to be the go-to research infrastructure for researchers working with dynamic digital data, including the social media, web, and other human digital footprints. We want to enable world-leading research driven by dynamic digital data by developing these capabilities. So we operate a data bank to collect and curate collections such as the Australian Twitter sphere, which I will talk about later. Our team consists of developers and data scientists who support the different data-related needs of researchers. We provide data-related services such as research project consultations, help with grant application, and bespoke software tool development. We provide guidance on the best practice data governance, data ethics, data management, and data security. We also provide training, workshops, as well as analytical services. So in short, Australian Digital Observatory makes research involving dynamic digital data easy and smooth for researchers. We work with researchers to support their research data collection, tidying, processing, so that they can focus on their research analysis, interpretation, and publication. So the Australian Twitter sphere is a longitudinal collection of tweets from approximately 1 million Australian Twitter accounts. Our data collector runs 24/7, collecting on average around 40 to 50 million tweets per month. To operate this collection, we have an approved databank ethics that was modeled on a more sensitive biobank ethics. So those who are interested in the further details of the Australian Twitter sphere, you can access the fact sheet that's as shown on the link on the slide. Our University of Melbourne colleagues have also designed and developed the Australian Digital Observatory Research Dashboard we call ADORD. ADORD supports data discovery and analytics. ADORD is an interactive web-based application that allows users to interact easily with the data that are present in the observatory's databases, which stores extensive collections of Australian social media data, including Twitter, Reddit, Flickr, Foursquare, and YouTube. The application also provides topic modeling and word embeddings generated from machine learning pipelines running over social media corpus. To find out more about ADORD, the link is on the slide. A major challenge of supporting researchers is the diversity of research topics and the digital skills. Therefore, there is no one-size-fits-all system for obtaining and pre-processing the research data. However, there are common tasks within the research data lifecycle, such as collecting, tidying, analyzing, and publishing data. The observatory's ecosystem of resources aim to equip researchers with a set of modular, open source, interoperable tools, methods, and processes to assist this task. In designing and curating this ecosystem, we take inspiration from the open source community, the Unix philosophy, as well as the R tidyverse. We hope to learn from these communities and to contribute back to them. The ecosystem concept might be abstract, so let's have an example. So let's say we have a researcher interested in a Twitter analysis of the Australian federal election. So the research stages follow very familiar pattern, from preliminary investigation to extracting data, then data processing, exploratory data analysis, actual data analysis, and output. The ecosystem that we create actually follows or provides several resources, such as tools and software for the researchers with possible assistance from our team to use as he or she goes through the different stages. So during the preliminary investigation, the researcher may use the ADORD platform to get to the relevant Twitter dataset, which will be a collection of tweet IDs. Then the Twark Hydrate, which is an open source command line tool for extracting data from the Twitter API, can be used to hydrate those tweet IDs. The tweets that are downloaded in JSON file is quite messy. So we have this tidytweet, which is an open source Python library currently being developed by our team that can process raw tweets from Twitter API into an SQLite database. And if the researcher wants to do further exploratory analysis on the data stored on the SQLite database, the Tweet Explorer, an R package, which is also being developed by our team, can provide descriptive statistics and visualization of the Twitter data. So the observatory's ecosystem is just part of a broader community and ecosystem of open source and openly licensed resources and methods. Listed in these slides are some examples if you are interested. So the observatory is just at the start of our journey. We plan to continue creating more tools, documented workflows, tutorials, and more, as well as refining and developing the resources already published so that they stay relevant and useful to researchers' needs. We always love to hear from researchers and the rest of the community so that we can share, discuss, work together, and solve problems and enable research. I think the future is exciting. Thank you.